Welcome to Scratch Coding. With Scratch, you can create your own stories, puzzles, games, and whatever else you want to create. You're in control of everything in the programs that you write. Today, we're going to create something like this. It's a paint program. You're not going to just learn how to use this program. You're going to learn how to create this program yourself. You'll be able to write the code to change the pen size or change the paint color so that you'll be able to draw on the screen. And the eraser will erase it. You can make it as big as you want. And add as many different colors as you want. I hope you learned something helpful and enjoy watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe below. Let's see how to write the code for this. We'll create a new project. First thing, let's get rid of Scratch Cat and draw a new character. We don't really want a character because we want to be able to see the screen while we're drawing on it and not have a character in our way. This is going to be our pen, but it's kind of like it's invisible. And the code for our new character, well, we could just call this character pen. And his code is going to have to say how to draw things on the screen. And we don't have blocks for that, so that's going to be an extension that we can get right down here on the bottom left. And this pen is the codes that we need. This is all the blocks that we need to do all the drawing. While we're drawing, our pen will be down, and then when we don't want to draw, we'll pick our pen up. We're going to need a forever loop, and in that forever loop, I need to know if the mouse is down, because if the mouse is down, I want the pen down to draw on the paper. And if the mouse is not down, that's going to be the else, pen up. So if the mouse is down, put your pen down, and if not, pick your pen up. I want that to be in the forever loop, so it'll always check to see if the mouse is down. We need it to draw wherever the mouse is at. So we want it to go to the mouse pointer. Forever, it's going to go to the mouse pointer and draw. It's going to start doing that when the green flag is clicked. But every time you click the green flag, let's go back to the pen code, it's going to erase the screen before you start. So when you hit the green flag, you get to start over and start drawing. Let's make sure that the pen size is 3 when we start the game, just because that's the way I like it to be. You can do it any way you want. Just seems like a good size to me. And let's make it so on the screen we can change the pen size. So we need a variable. I'll call it pen size. Now there's our pen size. And if we right click on it, we can do a slider so we can change our pen size. But that doesn't change the actual size of the pen yet. Forever in this loop, we're going to check, and whatever this pen size is, we'll set our real pen size to that. So we'll set pen size to whatever our variable pen size is. So if our pen size is 77, then it's going to be that big. Do we want them to be able to draw that big? How about if we right click and change the range to be between 1 and 30. Again, you could set it whatever you want, but I think 30 is big enough. I'm going to need another variable called color. And right here, let's just set color to red. But it's not really going to do anything yet. We need an if-then statement. And in that, we need to check to see what color is. If color is red, then we're going to set our pen color to red. We have to run that code to get it to work. So we added a when green flag click. Now let's add some code for more colors. If color is blue, then we'll set our pen color to blue. So we have to add the sprites so that we can change our color to red or blue depending on if we click on that color on the screen. So let's add those sprites. For that, we're just going to draw a circle with no outline. How about a red circle? I'm going to hold down my shift key while I draw it to make sure it's a perfect circle. Then I'm going to drag it around and make sure it's right in the middle. And looking at the code for that, stop drawing. Looking at the code for our little red dot down here, whenever he's not selected, I want him to be kind of faded out like this one. But when he is selected, I want him to get a little bigger and shine bright so you can tell which one's selected. Like I said, there's lots of different ways you can do this, but that's the way I like to do it. The way I'm going to fade it out is with the ghost effect. So when we first start the program, I want to set his size at 100% and tell him to go right there where he is. We're going to set his ghost effect to 40, which is going to make him fade out a little bit. And make sure he's showing. And forever we're going to loop. So what I want the if to say is if the color's not red, forever it's going to check to see if the color's not red. And if it's not red, then we got to shrink him back down and put the ghost back on him. So basically just do this stuff again. So set his size back to 100 and set his ghost effect back to 40. And when he's clicked on, we're going to set our variable color to red. Right click and duplicate this code and change his size to maybe 140. We'll see how big that is. And take the ghost effect off, which means set the ghost effect to 0. So that he's kind of faded out some. And when I click on him, he gets bigger and gets really red. When the green flag is clicked, he shrinks down. And when I click on him, he's bigger and brighter. So that's going to show when we select him. So when he's clicked, the color is red, he's bigger, and he's brighter. But when we first start the game, actually when we start the game, we don't need to set the size and the ghost effect because that's going to be in that forever loop as soon as the game starts. So let's take that out. Sometimes when you're drawing, you can accidentally move this guy around. So that's why I want to, when I figure out what the position is, I want to make sure I start him off in that position and he's showing. So we do need that code. And it's always going to check to see if the color's red. And if not, it's going to shrink him back down. That's looking good. When you're pretty sure you have all the code that you need for this sprite, that's when you would start making all your other colors. So we're just going to duplicate this. And then for this one, I'm going to edit its costume and make it blue. For the code, I have to set, whenever somebody clicks on it, it's going to set the color to blue. And then make it smaller and fade out anytime the color's not blue. And we'll make him go, when he starts off, he's going to go to -50, -153. We'll just leave -152 so it'll be even with the red one. When I hit the green flag, blue is already big and selected and bright. That's because of the pins code. In here, I have my pin color. When we start off, it starts off at blue. When it starts off, let's actually set it to white. All right, neither one of these are selected. If I pick red, what? Okay, that didn't work. Because I don't have code over here for the white. Let me duplicate that. If color is white, set pin color. I'm going to need this in a forever loop. That's the problem. Whenever the game first starts, it reads this code and does it, but it doesn't continuously do it. We got to keep checking for the color so it'll change it. Alright, so when the green flag is clicked, it doesn't draw anything. If I pick red, it draws red. If I pick blue, it draws blue. So all we would have to do for that is to make as many colors as we want. When you do your white one, instead of picking one of these, go and select a sprite. I like this pencil sprite. Let's edit this picture. Select the eraser and erase most of it. I need to select the whole thing and turn it so that it's straight and put it in the middle. There's two costumes. One of them has the black outline and the other one doesn't. I need to edit this costume and erase most of it and select the whole thing, spin it straight and put it in the middle. And the code for that is going to be, when somebody clicks on it, instead of making it bigger and brighter, I'm going to add that dark outline to it. So the dark one is pencil A and the light one is pencil B. So we're starting with pencil B. When the green flag is clicked, we'll switch costume to pencil B. But when it's clicked, we'll switch costume to pencil A. So that'll make it selected. And also when it's clicked, we're going to set our variable color to white. This isn't really the pin color. Inside the pin, you're going to set the pin color. Right here, just going to set the variable to white. We need a forever loop to always check, just like we did on the other ones. If it's not the color white, then we want him to change back to the other costume. So we have not color equals white. We need a if then. So if color's not white, then change back to the other costume. So when the green flag's clicked, he's not selected. We click on him, he's selected. If we click on blue, the color's going to be blue, and he's unselected. So now we have 3 things to pick from. Notice how I'm accidentally drawing all over here, though? That's not right. We're going to need one more sprite. We'll draw our own. Just a rectangle to put all this stuff on. We don't need an outline. I want to make a light gray color. And draw a rectangle. And what we're going to do is put all our colors and our slider on top of him. And now for his code, we need to make sure he stays in the back. When the green flag is clicked, he needs to go to the back layer. That'll put him behind our other sprites. Because if you wiggle him around, he'll jump to the front, and we need a way to get him back to the back again. Just to be sure our stuff doesn't get lost back there, though, I'm going to tell our eraser to go to the front layer. And tell our colors to go to the front layer. And that's everything you need to know to do this. We just need to clean it up and add more colors. I want to get rid of this color variable up here. Just uncheck that. Move my pen size down here. Move the gray box down some. We don't need all that space. And I got to figure out where our color dots go. I need to change all my colors to be at -157 so they'll all be lined up. But the X value is going to be different. To save time, I'm just going to add a couple more colors. Right click and duplicate, right click and duplicate. For this one, I'll change his costume. To be yellow, and for this one, I'll change his costume to be green. Let's go to the code for the yellow. When somebody clicks on it, our color variable will be yellow. And if the color is not currently yellow, we want him to get smaller and not be so bright. Same thing for green. Now the difference in X from my red to my blue, we'll just make this one minus 19. So that the difference is 50. So for the green one, this will need to be 30. And for the yellow one, it'll need to be 80. Let's see if that worked out right. Yeah. You can calculate that any way you want or drag them down there and see what the X, Y values are. Now we need to add those colors to our pen. We have red and blue, we need green and yellow. I'll just duplicate a couple of these, put them underneath the other ifs. We need to add the color for green and a color for yellow. And instead of selecting our green in here, we could pick this little dropper and just suck up some of our green color, but our green is ghosted out right now. We don't want to do that. Let's run the program and select green so he turns into the green color that he really is supposed to be. Then we'll set this color. Let's do the same thing for yellow. Let's select yellow so he's nice and big and bright, and then pick the yellow color. And that is it. We have a drawing program. It feels really smooth. It'll work with the mouse or with a touch screen. I need some brown to make some trees. Let's just jump over to my original program where we have more colors. I wrote the code the exact same way as I did in the program that you saw. Except I took the time to make extra buttons so we could have more colors. You can come in here and draw anything you want. And that's all we need for our paint program. I hope you learned something helpful and enjoyed watching. This free coding lesson was provided by STEMinGames. Watch more lessons and keep practicing so you can create new worlds and games and make your ideas come to life. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.